Hey guys, it's one half of the Lardy Boyz, AJ, and I am here to talk about recent news. I'm not going to talk about that much news, just a few headlines I've found interesting. So the first one is Ronda Rousey potentially wrestling for the WWE. From what I've heard, she's from recent tapings for the Mae Young Classic. She could potentially be wrestling. From what I've heard and read, she's being trained by Brian Kendrick at his school in California, I believe it is. So if this is true, that would be really interesting. I would love to see Ronda wrestle in the ring. I feel like if she was facing someone like Charlotte or Becky Lynch or Sasha Banks or even Bayley, she will do an incredible job. I don't think she'll be that great, but that's because anyone who's new to wrestling isn't that great. But yeah, I'm really interested in what's going to happen with this. I feel like because of her career in UFC and what's happened to her, she used to be really dominant. And then after losing to Holly Holmes, she's gone downhill. But I feel like she's a huge asset to UFC. And I feel like Dana probably wants to build her asset up again. So that's potentially the reason why she's wrestling for WWE. Alright, so there's also news of Raw and Smackdown going live on the WWE network. So they're not going to be showing it on Sky Sports or in America or anything like that. Which I feel like is a bad idea because it could potentially lose customers and revenue. But at the same time, it could bring in a lot more customers to the network. As far as I'm aware, the network, the amount of people that actually pay for the network isn't as great as they hoped for. So I could understand why they want to do this. I could also see making more money for the WWE through this way, and also bringing more legitimizing wrestling again in a way. Could potentially mean that other companies create their own networks, or could potentially go more global with their products. And following on to that, there's potentially another superstar shake-up happening in early September due to the football season. Not our football, I mean as in American football. And I feel like that could potentially be a great idea, especially since the views during the football season are really low for WWE. And if they do it right and put the right superstars on each brand and not just randomly mess it up, it could potentially do good for WWE. And the last news is Alberto El Patron, or Del Rio. His suspension is ending on before August the 17th, so he is, or it could be returning for Destination X. He's the current GFW champion, and he got suspended recently due to an assault or allegations with Paige. And personally, I feel like at the end of the day, Del Rio should get the blame. I feel like if his suspension is coming up, he should get strips of the championship. I just feel like it's bad for him. It looks really bad on the company. This was it's not similar, but it sort of reminds me of the Jeff Hardy thing back in 2011, where he appeared on a pay-per-view to face Sting. I believe he turned up on drugs or something like that, and I just sort of feel like it's just an embarrassment to the company, and the company should show that by saying how strong they are, and so stripping him should be the right option. So yeah, that's all I've got. I hopefully will do this again. I really think I should do this, especially when there's massive news coming out. Hopefully I can do this with K-Dog, or potentially Harry or Corey if they're interested. But yeah, I'd very much love to do this more often. So yeah. So if you'd like to subscribe, comment and like our video, or my video I should say, and follow us on Twitter at TheLardyBoyz. Thank you.